Well, hey there, guys. How's your day going? My day's going pretty good. So, we got ourselves a 5th gen UU match against Superblaw 411 here. But first, I'm going to take time to talk about team preview because that's the cool thing to do these days. So right away, I see a Mew, and I'm like, is that thing going to be nasty plot? Is that thing going to be support, or is it going to be baton pass? If it's going to be support, it's probably going to have stealth rocks. Probably, maybe. I don't know. And if it's got taunt, then it completely beats my level 1 Shroomish, because Shroomish, it's Focus Sash, Spore, Fake Tears, and Endure, and Leech Seed, I think. So that thing can't afford to get taunted, and therefore I can't lead with it. However, he could also be a Nasty Plot set, with Nasty Plot, of course, and like Psy Shock or Psychic and all that stuff. And that could be really a big problem, because it could, if it has Psy Shock, it could really break through my wall structure of Snorlax and Milotic here. Our team is also very fighting weak, so Cobalion is looking like it's going to be a big problem to deal with, because if it gets up a Swords Dance, you're going to start firing off close combats, and that thing is fast as hell. Base 108 speed in UU, it's pretty quick. It could also be a Scarf set and just outspeed everything, even I think Clink Clang after Shift Gear, so I gotta watch out for that guy. But it also could be a Calm Mind set, because he's also got very usable special attack, special defense, and that kind of stuff. So, I gotta watch out for that. But I think that a lot of people are running utility sets because it's got massive base defense, and people like to run bulky Cobalions with, that kind of deal going on, like Stealth Rock, Sacred Sword. So I don't know which of his guys is going to have Stealth Rock, but once I figure it out, it should be easier to figure out what the other one wants to do, So, he's also got a pretty formidable wall structure of, Mew, potentially Cobalion, Dusclops, and Melodics, and even Porygon too, hell. So he's got a very bulky team, but Dusclops could potentially be Eviolite. In fact, I'm thinking it definitely is, because that's the only real good set. So if it's got Rest, even Toxic isn't going to stop it. And then most of them have Rest, so I got to figure out, is he going to be Rest, Sleep Talk, Will-O-Wisp, like that? And I got to figure out which side he's more defensive on to decide which kind of hits I want to hit him with. Like, do I want to try and hit him with Gear Grinds? I think that's what it's called. Or do I want to try and set up with Snorlax and just curse all the time, because that would be effective as well? Or do I want to just try and hit him with Porygon 2, Dark Pulse, because that would be very effective as well. But the thing I'm most worried about there is his Arcanine, because that thing could potentially be a lot of different things. Like, there's a nice little Sunny Day set that he could be, where he just sets up Sunny Day and just starts wrecking shop. But that's usually paired with like a Victini or something, so that Victini can use it. And speaking of Victini, he can completely wall me, or at least my V creates, if he's Flash Fire, and that's not good, because my Victini is Choice Scarfed, because you may as well get a hit off, right? Get a hit off, switch out, do your thing. And eventually you're going to be able to hammer through stuff. But he could also have Intimidate and just be like a normal physically defensive set. He'll probably still be able to take those. And then, I don't know. But he also could be offensive, where he could just, come in, intimidate stuff, and then crush it with Flare Blitz, Close Combat, whatever. Close Combat would totally roll over my Snorlax and my Porygon. And the only thing I really have to deal with is Melodic, but Melodic isn't exactly the most physically defensive thing in the world. So that thing is definitely a big thing to watch out for. His Porygon 2 could potentially be a big problem to deal with as well, because it's got a variety of different abilities. It could have Analytic and be offensive, like bulkily offensive. I don't know if that really works, but it definitely could work. So he's also got potentially Trace. So Trace can come into play. It can trace my abilities and just really wreck shop. I guess he could trace Marvel Scale, I guess it is, and that wouldn't be cool. And that sucks. He could also be a Trick Room set. Trick Room offensive sets are really good to deal with, because it's not a lot of, Trick Room just wrecks everything no matter what, and I'm really kind of worried about that. He could also be a tank set with analytic, and I think I already said that. Never mind. That thing can like 2-hit KO pretty much any defensive wall in the metagame, so that's really good. And then he's also got a melodic. Mine is a physically defensive set, and it's pretty much meant to get like burned or poisoned or something, and then just recover up and just take hits all day. But I don't know what his is going to be. It could be rest talk, could be anything really. Could be specially defensive, and just he could just completely condemn it if it wants to take anything physical. But I gotta watch it for it. I've definitely got to try and kill it somehow. I could potentially poison it, or I could hit it with Thunderbolt from Porygon Z, and then that would take it right down there. Maybe I can come in with set up a +1, +2 with Shift Gear with Cling Clang, and then return to kill it or something. But yeah, I'm definitely worried about killing that thing. From my perspective, I've got a lot of offensive like setup guys. I've got Victini with just Scarf and just wreck stuff. Shroomish, I already mentioned, Sash, Spore, that kind of deal. I make the mistake, and like I keep thinking that thing's Prankster. I always think it's Prankster, but it's not. That's why I have the Focus Sash on it. My melodic is physically defensive, so it can take all kinds of hits and not really care too much. Cling Clang, I love this Cling Clang. I've used it like 100 times, but it's never done anything. I just want to use it once effectively, and I think I do that this game. You'll see. So what it does is it comes in, sets up a +2, +1 with Shift Gear, and then it's got Gear Grind and Return and Volt Switch. So I can Volt Switch out on stuff that wants to trap me in, like Magnezone, or I can just come in and Volt Switch out, get some Switch Initiative, because you got to get that Switch Initiative. My Snorlax is Curse with Fire Punch as its coverage move, and it's also got Return over Body Slammed because that's the way I like to do things. And then Porygon Z is Life Orb, Special Attacker. I do like a Life Orb set with Return, because adaptability, Return, like 2-hit KO's Bliss, but we've been dicking the dog for way too long here, man, so let's just dive right in. I'm challenged by Nick. He's going to send out Mew. I'm going to send out Victini. I'm just going to U-turn. It's a super effective hit. It gives me Switch Initiative if you wanted to switch out, and I can go to this guy to take a Psychic. Cling Clang is Steel, so he resists it. He sets up rocks, as I set up a Shift Gear, so that gives me +2 speed, +1 attack. And I guess Nick is just so intimidated by that, that he decides to run. So, good game, Nick. Thanks for watching.